Awesome. Welcome back to the third video in the series of how to create more in less time. And again, we're talking not necessarily more in quantity, but more in quality. So we're really desiring to create results in a shorter amount of time because we are mothers. And we are doing this through the process of embodying our power. So we're going to focus on the second stage of embodying your power in this video, which is through inspired and innovative action. So if you are here, you're likely someone who is ready to shake shit up in their life, and you have a big dream. Maybe you've already decided that you are going after this dream and you're really desiring a space to create that dream within, a space where you are going to really be creating from your own inner guidance and not putting yourself into a box. So I want you to know that at the end of this video series, I will be making an invitation to a place where you can go through this process of transformation and creation and manifestation of your dreams within a community of other people. So stay tuned if that's something that you want to hear about. Otherwise, we are just continuing on through the elements that you need to be aware of to be able to tap into your power so that you can create more in less time. So we talked about how embodying your power begins with a soul-inspired decision. And you're deciding to give yourself what you want. With that decision begins the process of inner transformation, which is really involved in embodiment. So that's the step of where you are connecting to the felt sense of the journey. And you're going to be feeling into both the shadow and the light, because this is a holistic process, right? We are including all parts of you as well as all parts of your life. We are tapping into not just power, but the power of mother. And when we do this, we're turning that paradigm of, I can't do this because I'm a mother. I have to sacrifice because I'm a mother. We're turning that paradigm on its head, which gives me goosebumps. And I am showing you how you can use the power of mother, the nurturing, the love, the compassion, the leadership, the setting of boundaries. You use this power, the mama bear, right? And the softness to create what you want. Ooh, it's so exciting. So I love this stage of inspired and innovative action, because what the thing that I've really loved playing with, of going between structure and flow and logic and strategy and intuition, is it it's like this garden that we take care of, and care for the soil and allow things to grow and plant seeds. It's this garden for innovation to grow. And innovation is such a beautiful thing, especially in the business world, because it sets you apart from everyone else. So as a coach, I am now in a niche of my own, so to speak, because the strategy and the structure that I bring forth is from deep innovation through intuition and through the confines that I place and decide to have in place for the structure of my business. So it's beautiful. This stage is amazing. You get to create your life and your business on your terms. This is what we are doing together by tapping into the wheel of power. So we're looking at this stage, this pillar of leadership and intuition. And when we combine these things, we tap into creativity and innovation. Okay, we're coming back to the idea of embodied action. So, again, the wheel is moving. So, we're constantly moving from one area, one spoke of the wheel to the other. With that embodiment that we create through the first stage of inner transformation, where we tap into the felt sense of um, who we are being, the state of being, of having that thing that we desire, then we bring it into form, into action, into the physical world around us with action, right? So that's what embodied action is. We are manifesting that inner transformation in the outer world around us through action. And that's going to create some results for us. So the first component of this action, I've separated it from, so we have a leadership element and an action element. And in this leadership element, we are creating actions derived from our power. And what this means specifically is we are leaning into self authorization. So, in this stage, we are identifying areas in our life where we are not being leaders, where we are feeling powerless to the world around us. So, take a moment right now and just look at different areas of your life and notice where you are feeling powerlessness. It could be in your relationship with your partner. It could be in your child's school. It could be in your schedule. It could be in your money, your relationship with money. Any one of these things, it's important to realize where we feel the sense of powerlessness, because this is now where we bring in leadership, self authorization. So, leadership is necessary at many levels. It begins internally. So, we're moving from that internal transformation, and then we bring it out of ourselves. So we first must become leaders of our thoughts, of the ego stories, because they're always going to be coming up. But as a leader, we are redirecting our attention from the stories that are not who we are, but are simply our ego stories, and directing it to the desired identity that we are creating. We are leading ourselves within our emotional experience, within our business actions, within our support network at home and within your business. So family members, friends who help you, school, childcare, all of that, and within your business. So you may have team members, or a VA who works with you, or a brand strategist, moving yourself into a place of leadership as you are relating to these elements of your life, and then also as a with your clients. So leadership, the way I like to think about it, is we've made our big decision of the dream and the goal that we're creating, and with leadership we are now looking into more micro decisions, again tapping into the hub of the wheel, the desire. So we're making micro decisions from desire to create even more structure. So this is where we begin to structure and create strategy for how we want to create this dream. And what this does is, when we create our own box, it's kind of funny, I hate living in or putting myself into another box, but essentially what we're doing through this process is creating our own box, right? A me-shaped box. I get to decide, because I'm self-authored. I am authoring my own story. And in doing that, I'm creating more confinement within which my creativity will flow. And that is the innovation. That leads to innovation. So, an example of this is, I recently watched Apollo 13 with my kids. And there's a point in the movie where I have to remember the details. Basically, they're going to run out of oxygen. And so these brilliant minds at NASA need to figure out how to create a machine or something for the astronauts in Apollo 13 to make using only, X number of uh, tools, things, like a pencil and tape and this kind of tube and, random things that they have in there because they can't just order parts, right? But what's amazing is that these minds, the guys who are on the ground in Houston at NASA, figuring out a way to create more oxygen for these astronauts like way out in space, they are confined. Their minds and what they have to create with is extremely confined. And what this forces the mind to do is think outside of the box. And that is innovation. And that's such a beautiful thing. And that's what we get to create with our own leadership when we decide to author our own life and create in the way that we want to create. All right. So we create the structure, just like with the decision. And what immediately happens is an inspired idea. So leadership is the process of further making micro decisions and creating a more detailed structure from which we will create our dream. And when we do that, immediately we have intuition. So intuition is the instant knowing or understanding. And the way I like to think of it is it's this integration between universal consciousness coming through like the knowledge and the personal knowledge that we have of the physical world. So in this process, we are not learning new skills. You don't have to learn new skills. You have everything you need to know. So if you've been in business for a few years, you've probably learned a lot of different business skills: how to write content, how to write copy, how to make payments, how to coach, how to sell. You've got a number of skills under your belt already in whatever service you're providing. And what this transformative process does is it says, okay, I don't need to learn anymore. I am tapping into intuition. I am using universal consciousness, universal knowledge combined with my own knowledge, and boom, an answer is given to me, an inspired answer. And then you take action on it. So it's not something that you think about and think about and think about. It comes to you. You surrender. So it's a practice of listening, of taking immediate action, and of surrendering to what is given. So intuition, other components that are needed to have a really strong relationship with intuition is creating spiritual coherence through returning to embodiment. So I like to think of this as like we can have, if we're living in a lot of ego stories and trauma patterns, we have a lot of emotional fog that prevents us from really connecting to spirit and to intuition. But we can move through that by returning to embodiment. So again, this wheel is constantly moving, and we're moving from one spoke to the other all throughout this process. All right. This is an exciting stage. I love all of these stages, but I really love tapping into innovation because it's like the peak of our creativity. If this is like exciting you as much as it is exciting me, then join me in stage 3, where we will talk about attunement. So it's the third stage of embodying your power in this transformational journey of creating exactly what you want in the way that you want it. If you are already like, shit, this stuff is awesome, I want to do this work in a community with me supporting you, I'm going to link below a discovery session link where you can schedule a time to jump on a call with me, and we can go through all the details and make sure that this is a good fit for you. in your stage and in the dream that you are desiring to create. Otherwise, you can do both, actually. You can book the call and continue watching, but I will see you in the next video.